Welcome everyone, this is Zozo Stockwatch, and let's get ready for Friday, June 16th. This is your Stockwatch list for that day, and also to get you prepared for Friday the 16th also. Tomorrow is quadruple witching. It refers to the expiration date. That includes stocks, index futures, stock index options, stock options, and single stock futures. So quadruple witching. You can find more on that at Investopedia. Just type in what is quadruple witching and that'll give you the definitions, so you'll be more prepared for that. But it's just a lot of options coming due tomorrow for Friday. So you see like weird volume spikes at the close towards the like around 3:30 or so. You'll see some stocks getting some extra volume and whatnot. So just be aware tomorrow is quadruple witching. Tomorrow we also have 8:30 housing starts. 10 a.m. we have the Atlanta Fed business inflation expectations. 10 a.m. we have consumer sentiment. We do have some Fed speak tomorrow at 12:45, Robert Kaplan. And then we have the 1 p.m. Baker Hughes rig count, and that's for Friday, June 16th. There are no earnings to be reported for tomorrow. For the overnight session for Thursday night, we do not have any economic numbers coming out from Asian markets, so we're pretty much cleared with that. The futures right now, like I said, Dow up 23, S&P up 2, NASDAQ up about 5 on the futures. Let's see, some biotech news. We had a ADMP announced that the FDA has approved their EpiPen pre-filled syringe. Okay, so that was very good news for ADMP, and we're going to look at that chart in a bit. SELB also announced data from its ongoing phase 2 trial, and that also had a nice pop today. Shares closed up 10% in SELB. Some advances were EPZM up 17%, Mankind up 9%. Let's see, NanWest up NK up 8%, and then some decliners were CLSN, ADXS down 11%, and AXON down 11%, ALDX down 11%, and KERX took a hit today of 8%. So those biotechs didn't fare that well. And we'll go ahead and we can get this out of the way. And after the bell tonight, around 4 o'clock, we had FNSR. They came out, they beat revenue, and they beat earnings per share, beat and revenue miss. Sorry about that. But then FNSR came out with a warning also, and so their stock dropped. But then we'll look at the recovery in that stock. Let's see what other news came out for you. Extended stay. America announced repurchase of preferred shares. Next up, we had ALRM, Alarm.com enhances growth and productivity services for service providers. We had some purchases after the bell. NURO, Form 4, CFO purchased 3,500 shares. TBBK, Form 4. Let's see, we had a purchase of 25,000 shares. And then another one on TBBK, COO purchased 2,000 shares. Mercy had some news. Mercy Systems receives $2.5 million order for airborne DAL safety critical video server subsystem for MRCY. AMD selected by the U.S. Department of Energy to help drive next generation supercomputer computing hardware architecture. So that was for AMD, and that was after the bell. Teva got an upgrade. TEVA upgraded to neutral from underperform. At Mizuho, price target 30 from 25. Let's see, TBBK, another Form 4, 20,000. purchased at 662 on this TBK. SRNE, Form 4 CEO purchased 20,000 shares at $1.80, and that was SRNE. Scrolling through. BAH, Booz Allen had Booz Allen Hamilton shares plunged 10% after revealing that the DOJ is conducting civil criminal probes, and that was off of CNBC. So you could see BAH -5, -6. So BAH was taking a hit. Let's see, what else do we have? Here's more top insider purchases for you. DLTH director purchased 15K shares, and more. NMIH director purchased 10K shares at 1103. Some syndicate news. We have SUPV 800 million mixed shelf security shelf, and that was on SUPV. Looks like special counsel is investigating finances and business dealings of Jared Kushner, Donald Trump's son-in-law. And I think that's about, Trump to announce plan to stop cash flow to Cuban military. So that was some news out after the bell. And we'll go ahead and we'll look at some charts. First, let's take a look at the SPY. And I'm doing something different tonight. I broke it up into quadrants, okay? Here in this right corner here, we're going to have the 15-minute chart. Here also, we're going to have a 30-minute chart. We're going to have the 5-minute chart down below, the pre and post. And then up here in this corner, we'll have the daily chart. And so let me know if you like this better, worse. I look at charts on multiple time frames. And I also look at like the 60-minute, but I just don't have room, so I brought the 30-minute in. We have the 15-minute over here, the 5-minute pre-post here, and then we have the daily chart right here where my cursor is. So let me know if you like that, any feedback. If you don't like it, I can always switch back to the larger chart, but we'll try this. So here's your SPY for today. We push down to the 20 SMA on the SPY. So we did hold the 20 SMA. We've been in this kind of sideways, chop right now, kind of in a range. We have a high on this candle of, we'll call it 245, and we now have a low on this candle of 242.36. So those are some numbers we're going to have to watch, the low of this candle and the high of this candle. So we'll call it 245 to we'll call it 242. All right, so keep your eye on that. And the 20 SMA currently is at 242.16. All right, so that's the numbers on the SPY. Amazon came down to the 50 SMA the last couple of days. And but it's been holding the 50 SMA on Amazon, so we have to keep our watch on that. It's a market leader. Google L was downgraded today, and that also is holding above the 50 SMA. And you might have like a tweezer bottom here, although they are separated by some candles. So we'll just call it, we have a low around the 940 area on Google. Let me see what else. KR was slammed on earnings today. You see the big gap down on KR, and no relief in the after hours here on KR yet. Next one up that had some news. Well, we'll take a look at the XLF. That's holding above the 5 EMA, the green dotted line right here, trying to get over this 2450 on the XLF. Next one up is Netflix, just to take a look at some of the bigger names. Netflix pulled back. It's trying to hold this 100 SMA, the white line right here. So we're trying to hold that and see if we can bounce back up on Netflix. And Snap was hit today. It's down at its IPO price now. Snap down at like that 17 spot. And so, we'll see what they want to do with this Snap, if they're going to snap it back. But I'll be watching this one. This will be on my watch list to see if there's any recovery in Snap. But I haven't even gotten into the watch list. That'll be in a few moments. IWM, just pointing out some market stuff. IWM is below the 10 SMA, which is not good for the smaller cap names. IWC also below the, got below the 10 SMA, and currently we're below the 13 SMA on the IWC. That's the micro caps. QQQ. Trying to hold this 50 SMA like Amazon and Google, right? And Apple trying to hold the 100 SMA. I think that's like an 8 or a 9% downward move in Apple so far. XLK, which is the tech stocks, is holding this 50 SMA. So what else? There was another thing I wanted to show you. Oh, the VIX. All right, so with this selling that's been going on, the VIX is percolating a little bit, moving up, getting above the 10 SMA and above the 13, but still below the 20 on the VXX, XX. Okay, and you see we had that pop up to 12. Right now on the VIX, we are hanging around that 1090 level after making a low. I think it was like 937. Yeah, 937 low back on Friday, 6-9. That was when we had that fear day. We popped up, and now we haven't cleared 12 again. So keep your eye on the VIX to see if there's any more volatility coming into the market. And we'll go ahead and we will get into the stocks on for a watch for Friday. It's not too long of a list, so that's why I was concentrating a little bit more on some of those other things to show you. ADMP, big pop. This was the one that I showed you that had the EpiPen. So I'll have this one on watch. I can't give you any numbers on this because it was a huge pop, but we'll see if we can get like a red to green move in this for tomorrow. And you see the big pop in it in the 5-minute chart today. So that will definitely be on watch. AKS, the steel names took a hit today, but we are down here at this 20 SMA, and you see we hit it here, back here. So it likes to hold the 20 SMA. I don't know if it's going to do it this time, but we have like a 3-day pullback. So I'll keep this one on watch, and I'll keep X on watch also. But AKS, I like it a little bit better because we came down to the 20 SMA on the daily chart here. AMD had that news after hours. Here's the 5-minute chart. So it looks like it needs to try to clear this 1175 spot on AMD. All right, with that news with the military. So we'll see if it can do that. ARWR, sorry. ARWR, we had a high today of 169. So I'm looking for that maybe 170 break to take out 175. Volume about over 400,000 shares, so a little bit light on the volume. So we'll see on this one, but yeah, over that 170 spot. CHRW, a lot of call sweeps in this name. Got up to 69.50. So 69.55 might be able to push this higher on CHRW. Next one up is Sienna, CIEN. And you see we had this pullback to the 20 here. Now we're pulling back to the 20 SMA again, around that 25 spot. We have a high on CIEN of 25.68, so maybe 25.75 will be enough on this name to get it going. And there was some action in after hours, so we'll see if this is going to do anything tomorrow. Next one up is CTXI. Light volume, but we are starting a nice candle, but light volume. So we'll see if this can get maybe back over 350, maybe fill the gap on CTXI. Not a favorite chart. Ears, 1.4 million shares traded. It's under 75 cents. For me, if this could clear, like 77 cents, maybe we get a continuation move in ears. It's not an easy intraday trading stock, but this might be more of a swing trade on EARS. FNSR, this is what we spoke about. in the news. It gapped down when the earnings came out. They warned, and then buyers came in, so now it's kind of flagging under this 28 spot. And so we'll see if this has any kind of setup tomorrow, maybe a red to green or something like that on FNSR. GTXI, here's the daily on it. Very low volume on this pullback, but we did hold the 5 EMA, green dotted line right here, and we have a high today of 492. So if we can clear that 492, maybe we get the $5 break on GTXI. IDEX 5.6 million shares traded, closed at 153. If it can get back over, we'll call it a 160 on IDEX. Maybe we get a continuation move. Kroger's, because it was hit so bad, sometimes you get shorts covering on Friday. You know, the damage is done to this stock. It was down close to 19% today. So we'll see if we get some kind of recovery pop in this name. And we lost, traded over 76 million shares. So maybe this is some kind of, mini capitulation in the name. So I'll have an eye on that one. Macy's, just because, it's Friday, and once again, maybe shorts are going to cover a little bit. It's trying to base out this 22, and it's trying to get over 23. So if this can get over 23 tomorrow, 22.95, somewhere in that area, I might get a setup in Macy's to go long. Mankind, this one popped today. We had 1.9 million shares traded. We're closed at around a 148. High was 149, so maybe 152 will be enough to get this one going. MOSY, MOSY, gave a nice intraday trade to traders. And so you see it's holding the 5 EMA right here. Some guys use the 4 EMA. You can use the 4, the 5. Doesn't really matter, but we are above the 5 EMA, and we are turning up. We have a high today of 224, 3.5 million shares. So maybe over 325 would be enough to get this one going on MOSY. MTNB, we have a high of 285, 1.4 million shares MTNB. So we'll be looking to take out that high. Just be aware that the 100 SMA is up there at 290. So that might get in the way, to clear that 300 spot on MTNB. NK, I'm thinking of this one as a short. Big run today, up almost 9%. Kind of a tweezer top here on the daily. So, maybe up against short. You can short this and use 631, 635 as your stop on NK. PRKR, looking for that 250 break on PRKR. Had a high of 251, so 252, 253. Volume was a little light on this, but if it does break that, you could see volume come in. It's in the semiconductor space. SELB, I read you that news earlier. So we have a high today of 1845. So maybe around 1835 or so is enough to get this one going, SELB. So this will be on watch for tomorrow. Next one up is SKLN. Closed at 172. A very tricky intraday trader, but if it can get back over, 185, 195, we'll see what this one wants to do. The only thing is, it popped today during the regular market hours. Flagged out and then pulled back down to 172. So not great action, not a favorite, but it did get 7.4 million shares. SRNE did have that purchase, insider purchase after hours tonight. So I'm looking for the $2 break on this name on SRNE for possible continuation move. Had 6 million shares that traded today, so that would be interesting. TBBK had a bunch of insider purchases, and we're looking for that 7 break on the name. Here's the 15-minute chart. You see it's trending up. We have had a nice run in the name, but maybe we can get a quick pop over 7. Back here we have a high of 697, so if you can get over that, maybe a clear $7. Next one up is TROV, looking for that, we'll call it 102 break, $1.02, and we'll see if we can get a continuation move on TROV. Here's the 15-minute chart, and you see if it can clear this $1, maybe we get a nice continuation move. Last one on the list is XXII. We had volume today of 2.4 million shares. We have a high in the name of 188. So we're looking for that 188 break, 190 break on XXII. And here's the 5-minute chart. 15-minute chart, we popped. So we're looking to clear some of this congestion here and get a continuation move. All right, thank you very much for listening. This has been Zozo Stock Watch. Have a great Friday, and see you over the weekend with stocks to watch, and let's get ready for the week ahead. I'll be doing those 2 videos. Everybody have a relaxing weekend. Thank you very much for your support. Click that subscribe button for me, and also hit the like button. And if you feel so inclined, retweet it, my videos out on social media. Thank you so much. Have a great day tomorrow. Good trading.